Right here we have the various committees and council and all the division of labor within VLA. And we're going to talk a little bit about that so you have an idea of what that means. But VLA Council is basically the governing board, and then we have committees, and we have forums, and we have sections, and we have regional committees. And the first thing I was going to talk about in a little more in detail is VLA Council. I happened to go to this meeting one day almost by mistake, and it was fascinating. Within council, there is what is called executive council. And these are the people that have been voted into office. And they are president, president-elect, second vice president, secretary, treasurer, past president, and executive director. They generally meet, I believe, the day before council and have their separate meetings, and then they bring that information to us, their decisions or things for council to decide as a group. Now, the rest of council is made up of all the chairs from the various committees and forums and units, etc. And what took me a while to figure out when I was part of this process is the chairs bring forth reports to council about what they're doing in their areas, and they also bring back to their committees and forums and etc. what's going on with council. So it's a nice communication thing that's going on between the two groups. And it works really well, wouldn't you say? I mean, when we can remember what to say to Region 5 when we get back, it works very well. And they love to hear from us. It's the only way you really find out what everybody's doing throughout the state. And it's really actually kind of exciting. These are some of the various committees that are active on VLA. And they're also a place you might want to look into volunteering. I'm going to take 1 second to talk about a form back there. It's, what's it called? Committee interest form. And you can fill that out, and we will get that forwarded to Lynda Hahn, and she will parse it out to the various committees. And I recommend highly that you look at that, because we need you. And these are some of the committees you might be interested in. Awards and recognition. The conference committee, those people that plan this beautiful conference, that's an entire year project. So they need help. Continuing education, finance, intellectual freedom, the legislative committee, the nominating committee, publications, another committee that really needs some help, and the scholarship committee. He's gone. Now Carolyn's going to talk.
This is the committee interest form. It's on that table back here.
Now I'm going to tell you about some of the specific committees. And this first one is the Awards and Recognitions Committee. And they get to review the nominations and select the recipients for the honorary life membership that is given to trustees, former trustees, friends of Virginia libraries, and Virginia librarians who have made outstanding contributions to VLA. This committee receives nominations, but then the membership votes on anyone who's nominated for that and is deemed worthy on the annual ballot. And nobody was selected for that this year. In fact, probably nobody was nominated for it this year. So that's one you probably won't see very often. But there are some that are being given out at this conference. The next one is the Trustee Library Award. It's presented annually to a trustee for a library or a library system that's given distinguished service. And the committee can vote on those nominations and present an award. And then the next one is the George Mason Award. That one's not always given out, but there is a recipient this year, and you'll see it listed in your program. And that'll be given out at tomorrow's general session. And it's awarded at the annual conference if someone's found deserving to an individual or organization for contributions to development, growth, and extension of library services in the local community, the state, or the nation. So it's very exciting that they're giving out that award this year. And then the last one is the Friends of the Library Award, and that one's also being given out tomorrow, and it's presented to a Friends group in recognition of distinguished service to a group of libraries or a library in Virginia. So it would be a good thing to get involved in that committee and help select the recipients for these awards. So that was the next one. And now we're on to the Continuing Education Committee. And they get to monitor continuing education needs and opportunities in Virginia. And they like to identify and publicize continuing education opportunities to enhance the quality of library services in Virginia. And then they like to share information about that. But they also have some plans for this next year. And one thing they want to do is recruit members. They desperately need members. And the members who join will encourage each region to offer programs. So it's good to have members on this committee from each region so you can help your region develop programs. And then they want to encourage those regions to record and post the program content on the VLA website. And later on you'll see an example of something that Region 5 has done. And then the last thing is they want to complete the archive project started in 2007. And some recent things they have done, they helped co-sponsor the Virginia VLA Region 5 Spring Program talking about books off the record. And we actually have YouTube videos from that, and you'll see that later. And then the other thing that the Continuing Education Committee did was they created a very nice program planners PowerPoint, and that's available on the VLA website. So if you go back, even if you don't join this committee, but you want to help your region do a program, okay, this beautiful PowerPoint is up on the VLA website, and it's chock full of ideas for how to plan a program, how to find speakers, and how to run the program and how to post it on the web. So check that out when you're back at your libraries. So the way to get involved in the Continuing Education Committee, you can contact the 2008 chair, Heather Hannon. She's here right now. She's doing another session right at this very time slot. But she's here at the committee for this afternoon. So you could find, she's here at this conference this afternoon, so you could find her, or you can contact her at her email address after you get back home, and she'd be really happy to hear from you. And then even if you can't serve on the committee, you could help plan and present a program in your region, and then share it on the VLA website for everyone else to benefit. Now the next one is the Intellectual Freedom Committee, and that ties right in with our keynote speaker from this morning. They work on all the intellectual freedom and information access issues, and we didn't list it here, but they have an intellectual freedom handbook on the VLA website, and the handbook has lots of different resources such as a sample form for book challenges and how to handle a book challenge, and different legal resources available to you to help you fight a book challenge in your library. And they also sponsor a Banned Books Week display contest. I didn't know about that. The libraries in my area have really great Banned Books Week displays, and we didn't know that there was this competition that we could have been entering. So it's something you might want to look into. If you know that your library puts on a great Banned Books Week display, see if you can take photos of it and enter it in the competition for the best Banned Books Week display. And then the final thing is there's a VLA SIRS Intellectual Freedom Award, and it's awarded to anyone who's actively promoting intellectual freedom in Virginia. And it's awarded every other year, so it's awarded on odd years, so this isn't the year for it. But if you come to conference next year, if there's a worthy nominee, then there'll be an award next year.